we have distributed today 33 checks of the accident victims under a government scheme where they straight away get 2 lakhs when somebody of theirs dies. Previously what it was, you had to apply within 180 days. We have given a relaxation and made that into 365 days. Means if you are a year late also to apply to claim compensation as a victim of an accident, you get that. Further, income limit was in this particular scheme 3 lakhs. We have increased the limit to 10 lakhs. This is one part of it. Other part is that all the cases that were pending prior to making these changes in applying, we have given as a one-time relaxation, we have covered all the victims. So everybody who applied had an accident or death in the family, they have been compensated by giving them 2 lakhs of rupees. We have given something like almost 6 crores, 95 lakhs, that is almost 6 crore. And now today we gave about 46 lakhs. Today we gave about 46 lakhs. See, it is not enough to compensate when there are accidents, somebody dies. It is very tragic. It was a very touching moment. I was asking each one of them, and they had the way, the expression on their face and what they said. They are still feeling the pain after a year and a half or 2 years. What it shows, if we would have known it only if somebody of ours close had died in an accident. Government is doing all that is possible to see that accidents don't happen. In fact, Honorable Chief Minister and me requested Gadkari ji to give us special fund. He was inclined to give us about 150 crores. He has agreed finally to give about 300 crores. The first tranche of 150 crores he has already sent it to us. Now it is the job of the PWD to correct the black spots or accident prone areas. Work luckily has started in 12 such places or about to start. Other 30 such spots are there which also needs correction. In some cases it is a case of land acquisition, somebody not allowing to do the work. That also in due course it will be sorted out. Once this is done, then obviously it will become accident free, or minimum accident I will say can take place. Now as far as speeding is concerned, my earnest request to the public, please don't overspeed. Just because you have broad roads, nice open roads, does not mean you should exceed your speed in such a way that you go out of control. It does not mean you should not party. You should party. And when you party, you should be able to have a driver who is not under the influence of alcohol. If 5 fellows go for a party like they do abroad, one person you don't drink, you are the driver that particular night. You take turns when you party. This is what is done in other places. Other thing, it had become a big controversy when I said you call a taxi on the app, we should all go on the app. Actually it would have been a very good thing. Even now I am saying ultimately the whole operations of taxi, other modes of transport, we will have to ultimately go on an app. We cannot go backwards anymore. We have to integrate ourselves with the world, with the outside states, outside what is happening, the best of practices, all that we'll have to adopt. So the thing is that we did distribute this check. Other big issue, before you ask, I am telling you, because they were asking me down, I said call the other people, otherwise I have to reply to everyone individually, is about speed governors. There is no question of relaxation, or there is no question of doing away with the rule, which is a rule under the Central Motor Vehicle Act. We as a state have to implement it. All public transport vehicles have to have a speed governor in place. Now I know suddenly what problem they are facing, because in the market there are not enough speed governors available. People have started to over-exploit. Something what should cost you say maybe 2,000 rupees, people are charging 15,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees. The taxi operators are free to buy the speed governor from whomever they want, even if it is from outside the state. What I am doing as a government is, for 1 month from today, I am going to give them time to install working speed governors. If you have put speed governors out of order, which were working also previously because you wanted people to speed up, please let it be something of the past. See that your speed governors work. End of 1 month from today, that is 7th of April, there will be strict enforcement being done. There will be impounding of vehicles. There will be cancellation of permits if there are any serious violations which are done twice, even if there is no death. I want discipline on the roads. I don't want innocent people to be killed because of somebody's masti or somebody's rash and negligent driving. This thing should not be allowed. So 7th April is the deadline for them. By that time they should install the speed governors, because it is under Central Motor Vehicle Act. I have no powers to sort of do away with that. We don't have the power as a state government. So, but I am saying till 7th I am giving them time to install the speed governors.
Any decision on rent a car and all, or rent a bike on this issue also, because major number of accidents, if you see.
I am talking of all public vehicles, which includes rent a cab as well.
Okay.
Rent a cab also comes in that. They have to install compulsory working speed governors. I have given the deadline as 7th April.
सर रेंट अ कार म्हणता न्हू आणि व्हाईट नंबर प्लेट रेंट अ कार चड चलता.
So private vehicles is given for rent.
ड्राइव केल्लो पणजे सिटीन तेन्ना ते गाईड थंयचे आसलेले आनी ऑपरेटर ते म्हणू लागले की बसीस ज्यो बँगलोरच्यान येता त्यो सकाळच्यो भितूर बस स्टँडान वयचे साणून भायर रस्त्यार रावता. सो सगळे जे टाउट्स आनी गायड्स आसता पळय ते स्कुटरी घेवन तांकां फॉलो करता. तितून ते पब्लिकाकूय उडयता. ते एक्सिडंटूय कॉज जाता, न्यूसन्स जाता ते मेन फ्लॅगा कडेन. सर ते म्हणटा की ट्रान्सपोर्ट डिपार्टमेंटान त्या बसीचेर एक्शन घेवची, 5,000 फायन करचे तांकां भितूर सकाळचे येवचे म्हणून. ते भितूर येयना, भायल्या भायर म्हापशा वचपाक थंयच रावता एनी ऑफ द सायड आनी ते स्कुटरी सगळ्यो फाटल्यान धांवता तेंचे.
If what you are saying is correct, I will ask my transport director is here, my transport secretary is here. I am straight away issuing directions. Please act against such malpractices, which is accident prone and accident causing thing what is being done.
So थोडं private गाडीवर थोडे जण रेंटाक दितात, rent a car करतात.
And this does not mean putting speed governors, does not mean as you are saying private गाडी हा to convert overnight without taking license to rent a car जाता. No, that you have to do the enforcement for
them. No, but another issue is that how come the transport department has been so quiet on this rent a bikes and all, who park all over in Panjim at the bus stand and all, because recently the Goa Ken along with your officials carried out a drive. As per your permit, they are not allowed. They have to, their business is from home. So how this is allowed then?
See, already I have instructed my director. I want a taxi audit. How many taxis we are having in Goa? Which are rent a car? Which are rent a car? Which are black and yellow permits or normal permits? Which are blue cabs? How many cars? How many are all India permits? How many are all Goa permits? And who are the people who are violating the SOPs? Even rent a car, for your information, there is a SOP they are supposed to follow. They have to give it to a person to drive for a short distance. See whether you can make out whether the गाडी चलोवपी काय ना तो, whether he is experienced driver हे कळटा न्ही. पूण कोणाकूय दिता लायसन्स दिली चलोवपाक कोण ना तेंकाय दिता म्हणून एक्सिडेंट जाता. That department will be monitoring very strictly. There is no relaxation in that part. They have to follow the SOPs and other guidelines which from time to time are issued by the government.
So पूण पळोवंक त्या दिसाक तूं जेन्ना ताणें अवेरनेस केलें गोवा केन्ना तुमचे ऑफिशियल फाटल्यान तेंचे सांगलें ते हे 2 दीस चलतलें, हे मागीर सगळें हें जाता.
Still the vehicle are there only. No action we
2 दीस चलतलें म्हणाले काय ना.
Even they said that government should give them a space. So जितके भी rental bike
if you look at the conditions when we give them the license, it is they who should have the parking space. Today, blocking other people's entrances to come out of their colonies, of their houses have become their parking. This thing should be something of the past. We will take strict action. I am instructing my people that strictest of action should be taken against such practices. Because they block everybody. And for your information, last 2 years, rent a car, we have not issued a single new permission or license, whatever you want to call it. no one has been encouraged to have new rent a car. It's already a big nuisance. Rent a bike as well. It has totally stopped. But rent a bike, there is lot of means pressure because certain areas are not covered. But we will take a very considered and balanced view. That's why I want audit to be done and clear report emerging wherein we are able to take a broad policy decision. कायच्या काय piecemeal आमकां करपा नाका. So ताका लागून we will take the right and appropriate decision.
इव्हिनिंग टाइम कसिनो क्रूज आसा न्हू ते सायडीक रायट फ्रॉम फेरी टील द ब्रिज टॅक्सीवाले थंय डबल पार्किंग करता प्लस थोडे फुटपाथाचेरूय करता.
लायक तुमी हिंगा सरकार कितें तें करता आनी कितें तें योग्य डिसिजन आमचे डिपार्टमेंटूय घेता. तुमचे माध्यमांतसून थोडे MLA जे मागणी करता टू द कॉन्ट्ररी तुमी ते पयलां हांव तेजेर आनी उलयना. ते कितें गोंयची इंट्रस्ट पळयता ट्युरिजमाची इंट्रस्ट पळयता आनी लॉंग टर्म एज आय ऑलवेज से डोंट किल द गूस विच लेज द गोल्डन एग. तुमी असले तरी केले आनी कांयच शिस्त पाडपा ना तेंचे बरोबर तुमी रावले कसले ट्युरिजम उरतले कसले गोंय उरतले आनी कोण कॉन्ट्रिब्यूट करता हेच करता. एसेंब्लीन एक उलोवप भायर मागीर दुसरें बरोवप. म्हाजेरूय प्रेशर येता ते कितें म्हाजे कडेन येना तेंका खबर हांव आयकचोच ना म्हणून. म्हाका जाय डिसिप्लीन रोडार म्हाका जाय शिस्तानी टॅक्सी ओ रेंट अ बायक तेणी ऑपरेट जाल्ली.
ओके
7 तारखे जर घाली ना मिटर जाल्यार तुमी एक्शन कितें घेतलें? खूब फावटी हांव आयकता 2 वर्सां जाली घालपाक जाय
हांवें स्ट्रिक्टली सांगलां की हांव व्हेकल इम्पाउंड करतलो. हांव परमीट तेंचे कॅन्सील करतलो आनी यू विल सी द एक्शन हॅपनिंग बिकॉज आतां प्रॅक्टिकल डिफिकल्टी आहा. सी हांव प्रॅक्टिकल मनीस हांवें पळयलां खरेंच डिफिकल्टी आहा आनी जे डीलर आहा ते कशे एक्सप्लॉयट करता ते 10,000 देखून थोड्यांनी प्रायसींग थोड्यांनी घालपाची प्रयत्न केला. मागीर ते म्हणपाक ना 15,000 पडटले बरो स्पीड गव्हर्नर फंक्शनल बरो गव्हर्नर तुमी खूंय हाडा. इट इज देर चॉयस फ्रॉम वे दे गेट. वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू गिव टू एन एजन्सी फाल्यां म्हणटले आमकां थिंगा कितें मेळटा म्हणून आमी स्पीड गव्हर्नर घालता. वी आर गोइंग एज पर द सेंट्रल एक्ट. We are not allowed to relax that. All public vehicles have to have a speed governor.
And what about maintenance charges is there no? Per year something 5,000. Last time they were protesting against that we can't pay the 5,000 for maintenance of the speed governor. See, it is still exit.
See, no. There is nothing of speed governor. You are confusing of the meters, taxi meters.
Taxi meters.
That is taxi meter.
Yeah.
Taxi meter also they are not using it. We will be taking a call on this at the right time. We are seized of the matter. इतलेंच हांव सांगता कोण टॅक्सी मिटर यूज करना. गव्हर्नमेंट इज सीज्ड ऑफ द मॅटर.
सर तुम्ही
वी विल टेक अ व्यू ऑन दिस.
सर तुम्ही गव्हर्नर्स आसा ते खंयच्या गाडयांत येतले? ओनली टॅक्सीज काय रेंट अ कार आनी टॅक्सी काय आनी खंयच्या गाडयांत?
ऑल ट्रांसपोर्ट व्हेकल्स एज पर सेंट्रल मोटर व्हेकल एक्ट हॅव टू पुट द स्पीड गव्हर्नर.
सर तुम्हीच म्हटलं की स्पीड गव्हर्नरची रेट वाढवून विकली वयता मार्केटात.
ही तेंची मागणी येयला. तेंची मागणी येयला. माझे डायरेक्टर आसा हिंगा
तेंचेर कितें
काय तेणे डायरेक्टर गेला तेन्ना आमी भायरसून हाडटले. आमकां 100 मेळटा आमकां 1,500 मेळटा. हिंगा गोंयान आमकां 5,000 दिवचे पडटा. हाड म्हूण सांगता तेणे. देर इज नो प्रॉब्लेम. यू कॅन प्रोक्युअर फ्रॉम एनीवेयर.
म्हारग विकता तेंचेर कितें एक्शन घेतली वयली एज अ गव्हर्नमेंट?
दॅट इज नॉट द जॉब ऑफ ट्रान्सपोर्ट डिपार्टमेंट.
ओके अनदर इशू इज दॅट ह्या दिसांनी तुजो अंत नेवीचो स्टेटमेंट बरोच घासता. Just
थिंगासून थिंगा येयलो दुसऱ्या बस स्टँडार येयलो दुसऱ्या स्टँडार.
just tell us about that. Your statement connected with that navy which you had said, especially when you talk about Vasco.
My thing is very simple. I don't want to raise an issue with the navy as such, but my very simple proposition is National Highway Authority of India Minister Shri Nitin Gadkari ji has sanctioned a flyover very consciously to see that congestion of traffic is removed from Dabolim Junction or Airport Junction up till Queenie Nagar. This is the first phase. Second phase from Queenie Nagar it will go right up till Verna Junction. Even today traffic goes very fast from Panjim but it gets held up at Verna Junction. So there also the flyover has to come. But first phase has been sanctioned. I remember along with collector, along with admiral that time of the navy, with all his commanders, collector along with deputy collector, additional collector, everybody, I chaired the meeting in their own conference room in NAD, Naval Armament Depot conference room. We took a meeting. It was resolved. It is minuted. Those minutes are there with the collector and it was agreed that they will move about 5 to 8 meters away. And if you look at the road which goes to the airport, only near Naval Armament Depot it is narrow, always causing accident. They said we will move back, but their condition was we don't have funds to move back. Who will build the wall? Our pipeline will be affected, our gutter will be affected, our cable has to be replaced. National Highway, at my request, it is minuted. They said we will bear the full cost of the wall, we will build a new wall behind, we will put the cable, we will put the gutter, and all other infrastructure that you are losing, we will do it at our cost. So it was amicably settled. Now it has been tendered, work is about to start as far as National Highway Authority is concerned. And now they say, no, we are willing to give you, but you follow the normal procedure of acquisition of land. So it has become an ego clash. It is actually an encroachment done by Navy of 2000 square meters. So National Highway is saying we will not apply for acquisition because it is our land, you have encroached. We have been kind enough to build the wall and other infrastructure that you are losing at our own cost. So how we will this pay you? Defense means you can do this type of things. So they said we are willing to do for you. Now they are saying suddenly when work is about to start, no, we will not do unless you follow land acquisition formalities. That means they don't want that flyover to come. And what is the flyover? It is not going to impact them. That it will go at a height. That area will remain open. Only thing, the road will become broader, which should have become long back. Even earlier, when I had chaired a meeting 5-6 years ago or 7 years ago, BRO, when they are building the road even 15 years ago, they had agreed actually to move back. So now why they are making a fuss? That means they have no civilian interest at heart. I am asking one thing. Second thing is, okay, you wanted to follow the law, you quoted Ministry of Defense guidelines, and you yourself gave permission for 3 meters to build a house in their own property. People started living there. After 9 years, you get up and you come and say, no, it is not 3 meters that you are allowed to build, only you can build 1.5 meters, and you are demolishing his top floor. What an inconvenience, and how will people live there? This is over now, faith accomplished. My simple proposition is, whatever houses that you have built, for housing purpose buildings you have built, they are more than 8 story. Have you taken permission from any authority? There is no record with MPDA, there is no record with the collector, there is no record with deputy collector or any agency that deals with this thing of any sort of permission. I only want to ask them, tell the public, you are fighting in the court, tell the court also how you have built this high-rise building in the path of the flight, or whether tomorrow there can be a crash onto this building. They have to also answerable. No? Law of the land is for everyone, whether you are for defense or personnel, whether you are a civilian or whether you are an ordinary man. Law of the land applies to everyone. So please answer us what permissions you have taken. Okay, if you don't need any permission, being defense, we don't care a damn, we don't need any permission. Also tell that to the public. That is my simple proposition.
So
I'm not making an issue out of
what
that.
happens to that flyover then? Which you are the
Flyover will come because there will be intervention done at the central level by the Honorable Defence Minister. I have spoken to him. But what I am saying here, local, how so much of means there's a negativity. That is what I am wondering.
But तुम्ही डिफेन्स मिनिस्टरला त्यांना मिळालेले सो त्यांना डिस्कशन
I think a letter दाखवले. In fact, I showed the minister letter written by the chairman of National Highway Authority to the Defence Secretary. He wrote to the. I got a copy also. I can give you one of the copy because it was shared with me because they want this issue resolved at the earliest. Just take a copy and get it. Other they'll say I'm simply talking. No? This is written by Santosh Kumar Yadav to Mr. Who is the chairman of National Highway Authority of India, to Giridhar Haramane, Defence Secretary. A copy काढून दे त्यांना सगळ्या. So you will know that I am not simply talking in thin air. Understood, no?
So you have spoken to the defense minister then on this issue.
Of course, I have spoken.
Any talk that you have spoken to him as far as Dabolim airport issue is concerned?
Shifting of flights and
But that has nothing to do. That is with the civil aviation.
Civil aviation they don't.
Civil aviation.
Yeah.
We have spoken no last time.
No, because कित्याक जाणा sir, you are the only minister from Mouvin side and people still fear because Qatar होता हे होता पण येना नहीं काय म्हणतात ते. So येवपाची हां वो कितें
No,
exactly.
see, one thing I can tell you with all the emphasis, whatever people may try, Dabolim Airport can never be closed. Number one, it is one of the best 3 airports in the country running with sufficient flights. Number two, enough traffic would be available both for MOPA and for Dabolim. Even if one Qatar has shifted, I'm telling you the practical thing that will work. Next 2 or 2.5 years, your Porvorim stretch is going to get blocked.
Correct.
Nobody will prefer to land at MOPA, they'll prefer to land at Dabolim. So again, there will be shift by some airlines to Dabolim Airport.
So you expect that?
Then, yes, that
From
is what
Mopa
will
to
happen.
Dabolim.
It's a natural consequence of this. Meanwhile, people will not stop coming to Goa for tourism and other activities. They'll want to come to Goa. At that time, what will happen? When they come to Goa, they'll come at Dabolim. So traffic in 2 years' time also will increase. Number of people coming will increase. पहिले कितले लोक येताले? आमचे पॉप्युलेशन कितले? 10 लाख असले. आमचे लोक येताले 20 लाख, 25 लाख. आज आमचे पॉप्युलेशन 18 lakhs. आज लोक येता 75 lakhs, 85 lakhs every year. It is going to cross a crore. So where they will land? Most of them today, the common men also, some of the lower middle class people or even poor people have started to travel by flight as a matter of convenience. If you book in advance, you get very cheap rates. Look at the type of people traveling. Common man is traveling. It's a very healthy sign. And there are maximum airports coming up all over the country. As against that background, we will need both the airports. कोणे काळजी करपाची गरज ना. वयल्यान कोई दवलीकरा नाही म्हणले म्हाका बरें दिसलें. We
तुवें
need a
पयलें
third
म्हटलें.
airport.
तुवें पयलें
Which
म्हटलें.
I said first. There will be a time when we'll need a third airport.
So
Forget
you-
about Dabolim.
So you also endorse that.
Of course I endorsed. It was my statement originally.
Correct,
I was very happy when he endorsed it.
पण काणकोण म्हणटा तो
Huh?
काणकोण
Wherever. Goa is so small, but I think we are very comfortably placed with Dabolim and that. And I had a personal talk with Defense Secretary. They have no intention of saying that Navy needs that airport. They are very happy operating alongside the civilians with the Airport Authority of India. So it will continue.
ओके थँक्यू.
असं फाटल्या दिसांनी गव्हर्मेंटान आणि टॅक्सीवाल्या खातीर मीटर बसयले तशेंच आता
As to late येलो बाबाचा सगळ्यांचा आन्सर केलाय.
स्पीड गव्हर्नन्स बसयले ते थोडेसे टॅक्सी कार अपोज करता न्हू.
अरे बाबा, I already answered केले म्हणे.